virtual fireside chat. And as most of us know, we have gotten to October, which sometimes literally blows my mind. This year has flown by, but it being October also means that we are in the fourth quarter. So we are going to focus our fireside chats this quarter on making sure that we finish this year strong, and how can we kind of chase down those 2022 goals so that we can cross over into 2023 with some new goals, not recycling the ones from this year that we never got to do, but really just trying to do something new next year, because we are going to get those things done this year. And so our first host is going to be the one that we have today. And so we are going to talk about the power of manifestation. The time is now, from 37 to 37K in 1 month. Okay, so I'm going to just tell you, the title was very exciting for me when I got it from Toy. So I can't wait to hear what she has to share with us. So this is your Memphis leadership team. I am the president. My name is Lenore Trammell. My name is not Zoom Room 6. We've also got our vice president, Catherine Klump, who is also on the call. And we have a chapter events coordinator, Brenda Beckton, who should be joining the call shortly. What does all of this mean? What it means is that we've got lots of opportunity for other like-minded women who are interested in helping business women and professional women and entrepreneurs, side hustlers, whatever your category, to kind of figure out how we can help support you, whether it is providing fireside chats like this, whether it's lunch and learns, whether it's training, whether it's networking or resources. That's what IEW does. So if that is anything that is of at all interest to you, please reach out to us, because we would love to fill in some of these pink circles with your pictures. So we are always looking for willing women who are ready and would like to join our leadership team. And so what are we going to be talking about today? So our host today is Coach Toy Addington. And Coach Toy is a native Memphian, and she's no stranger to struggle or success. Her passion is helping people turn their passions into profit by empowering and certifying life coaches, resulting in creating legacies and securing livelihoods. Toy is the education director of ICC Life Coach Institute, with graduates in 9 countries, 30 states, and she's also the executive director of Miss Budget Boss Academy, which helps the underserved youth prevent debt and poverty before making a single dollar, and bridging the success gap between suburban and rural areas here in Shelby County. Her motto at I Can't Coach is, I can't let anything control my mind, mood, or money. That led her to Tony Robbins, Eric Thomas, and Lisa Nichols, just to name a few. Toy certifies life coaches, and she hosts dynamic retreats and business and corporate coaching. She's been recognized here in Memphis in the top 40 under 40. She's been recognized in Leadership Memphis graduate. She's been part of Success Women's Conference, various news, radio, and magazines, podcasts, and then some. Her superpower is energy.
Yes.
You already know that. I'm going to just add to this. Her superpower is also being extra unapologetically, and I love that about her.
I'll take it.
I love that about her. So when I am being a little bit extra, I always tell my friends at work, I had to channel my inner Toy. Because she's my spirit.
Yes.
And so without further ado, I'm going to turn the mic over to Toy Addington.
Wow. Thank you so much for that great introduction, as well as allowing me on the IAW platform. Like, this is major for me to have an opportunity to speak with women, to talk about manifestation and reaching goals. Too often we find ourselves running the rat race trying to please and take care of everyone else but ourselves. So I just want to say thank you for taking this moment to say, you know what, I'm going to do this for me. I'm going to take this time out to say, you know what, it's some self-care going on here. You know what, I want to learn something a little different. I want to take my passion and turn it into profit. Or better yet, guess what? I just want to learn something so I can network with new women that have new ideas and new ways to help me finish this year off in 2022 and propel to greatness in 2023. Next slide, please. So here is the thing, ladies. And I'll introduce myself in this way. And people see the Tony Robbins, the Lisa Nicholases, they see the Eric Thomases of the world. You may even know me from the news, magazines, TVs, being a global institution owner, yada, yada, yada. But what many don't see is that little girl who was 15 years old and on her own. At 17 years old, the only one on Lamorne on campus college, trying to figure out what is it that I want to be. Me and my son in a stroller, trying to figure out where to go. Where's the registrar's office? How do I register for financial aid? With absolutely no guidance. I know what it's like to be without 4 walls, 3 meals, 2 parents, and only me. I can remember that day just as if it was yesterday, having $37 to my name. And I made a vow. And keep in mind, during manifestations, you do not have to know everything. You just got to know something about the thing that you want to manifest. I can remember looking at my son, and I can remember looking at the $37, trying to figure out, now what am I going to do with this? No job, no real support. How do I propel forward? Nobody to tell me you need to go to college or you need to start a business. But what I learned in that $37 moment was I'll never be broke again. So that leads me here today to you guys. I absolutely love what I do in terms of supporting women. The majority of what I do involve women. When you're thinking about manifestation, it is an act, an object, or event that shows something. It does not happen by osmosis. We talked about it being a buzzword. Y'all know people talk about it every day. I want to manifest this. I want to manifest that. But if you are just simply meditating and talking about what you want to do and not taking action to show something, you're still not manifesting. People take the word manifestation and they stop at the first part of it. I have to desire it. And then they don't get into action. Think about it. Manifestation is the action, event, okay? Action, events, or object that shows something. So what action do you need to put in place to get you to where you want to go on this day? You see, the first law of Newton is an object will not move unless force is applied. If you do not get to the action part, the manifestation will not manifest. But it starts with you. And as I completed this journey of college, still trying to figure out what is it that I want to do, and I just knew I was going to be a doctor. You couldn't tell me that I wasn't going to be a doctor. I had a point to prove. But God had something different for me. And I understood that. I was obedient to my calling instead of forcing something that does not fit. So when I started this business journey, like many of you, we start out with one idea in mind that this is the type of business that I want, until customers show you that it's something else that you should be doing. So that's how I Can Coaching actually was born. Starting the nonprofit organization, trying to figure out how to better communicate with individuals in my nonprofit, because sometimes when we get college degrees, we get into career fields, we find ourselves getting further and further from reality. The reality was, if I am trying to reach the underserved communities, I got to learn how to strengthen my communication. So God said, I need you to do something to help you communicate better, which led me to life coaching. So when I was coaching, it was great for me. Don't get me wrong. And it was good money. But by the same token, I knew that God had something more. Who knows that God has something more for them? And forgive me if I'm stepping on religious toes. I am not by any means. Whoever your higher power is, give her the credit. So what happened for me was, how can I help more people do the same thing that I do and produce the same type of results? I knew if I was to start an organization that can put women in place, that can help other people help people, if you will, that I could change the game doing it. So when I finally got to that vision of what is it that I want, I came up with a personal motto. People say, why I can't coach you? I can't coach you. That sounds negative to you until you get a personal motto. My personal motto is I can't let anything control my mind, mood, or my money. Notice how I had the little dance or little gesture with it too. I'm all into it. This is what I do, right? So when you think about it, we have neurotransmitters in our brain, y'all. Well, the first thing we think, we have neurotransmitters in our brain that produces a certain hormone. That hormone then tells us what to think and how to feel. So the way that we feel is our mood. So in your mind, you thinking this, neurotransmitters being produced. And then you start to feel a certain way. And then that's going to dictate your motivation or your demotivation to make your money. So I ask you, what is your personal motto? I want you to write that down or put it in chat if you have one, and borrow mine if you want to. What is your personal motto? The importance of the personal motto, if you will, is to reroute your GPS when you get off track. Who in here had to take a 10-second in a situation that you know if you reacted would have got you in trouble? I need some hearts or some likes on the screen to show me that I ain't alone. When I say Yana, that means you are not alone. Who has had to have their GPS rerouted? See, we have to avoid roadblocks that's going to inevitably show up. So what is your personal motto, and why do you all think that that's important?
So I did take myself off mute, and those of you who've been to the Memphis chats, you know that I will always go first. And Tanya, I want you to come off of mute and tell them what yours is. I love it. But what I used to say a lot was, "Girl, you got this," and it was my own little pep talk. I work in a very male-dominated industry, so when things would get a little crazy, I would just tell myself, "Girl, you got this." And what I have now added on to it was, "Girl, you and God got this."
Come on.
Because sometimes I don't got it.
Right.
But with a little bit of help, I get it. So, Tanya, please take yourself off mute. We would love to hear it.
Thank you. I actually have two. So the first one is I am the master of my domain. And the second one is only I control my destiny. So they kind of go hand in hand.
I love that.
Y'all got some good ones in here, Catherine.
This
Take
is
yourself
the
off
motto
mute.
for my life right now, because that's the stuff that stresses me out the most. And it's hard to recenter. It's hard to reset your GPS sometimes. So I love this toy.
For sure.
Thank you.
Taria, I'm sorry, girl.
It's Taria. I have
Taria, I almost said that. Okay.
For me, like, my peace is priceless, and that goes with just like the anxiety inside too. Recently I was invited to record some content for Amazon, and I almost just self-sabotaged and freaked out. I was like, I can't. And I had to remind myself, I'm like, we're not gonna do that. Our peace is priceless, and all I have to do to be successful is show up for myself, no matter how it goes. Like, it'll be fine. So
I love that.
I love that.
I love that. Ashley, I love this.
Hi. Yes, I have to remind myself that it's just a mind thing. So I say to myself, it's just a test, and I can do this. So I kind of pump myself up and say, "Girl, get it together. Get it together."
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, totally. And I quite honestly, I don't know that I even thought about what I say to myself as my motto, but you're right. That's exactly what it is. It's my own little self-made kick in the pants, so to speak.
Exactly. And you know, the beauty about it is when you have a personal motto, it actually keeps you positive as well. Negativity is a habit. So is positivity. Sometimes you have to nudge you in such a way to put you back on track until you create a new habit that says, I'm going to do something different. And regardless of what's going on, I'm getting myself back on track. So that was good stuff. And what I learned, you guys, we're going to move on in 2 seconds. What I learned, you guys, and all of that on how I got started from we'll get to the 37,000 at the end. But what I learned, all of that, number one is you don't know have to know everything up front. So I need y'all to write that down. And I think sometimes we think we got to have everything right here, right now. So write that down. You do not have to know everything up front. Number two, first you have something called a vision. Write the word vision down. We're going to elaborate on that in just a minute. So the second thing that tip that I want to talk about, ladies, you have to be intentional. When you are asking for manifestations and you want specific things, you have to tell your brain what that specific thing is. Because if I want something sweet, how many, God dang on it, let me know I ain't in the wrong by myself. Who have wanted something sweet and you just did not know what that sweet thing was, so you ate everything? You ate ice cream, candy, every time somebody's mouth was moving, your mouth was moving too, because you just wanted that sweet thing, right? But have you ever had a time where you had something specific that you wanted, like my mother's sweet potato pie, rest her soul. That's something specific that you want. What does that do? Let's take the same analogy. Sweets, it's a lot of issues that come with eating a lot of sweets, okay? Weight gain, diabetes, tiredness, I mean, all sorts of things. But if you just had that specific thing that you can focus on and just eat the sweet potato pie, it'll save you a lot of grief in the long run. And I like telling that analogy because I think what it does is it put it in perspective. So you have to be intentional. The reason why being intentional is so important as well is so that you can start making money, making moves. What are the money making activities that you need to do for your manifestation to come to fruition? What are the money making activities that you need to do, the money moves that you need to make for your manifestation to come true? A reality. Be intentional. So I can remember trying to figure out, okay, I know exactly what it is I want. And I started with a big goal in mind. So the way that you set goals, if you think about it in this sense, you have vision, write this down, goals, vision, goals, and results. I like to keep things really simple, right? So when you're thinking about the vision is, for me, it was the global institution. How do you get to 9 countries and 30 states? You got to have a big old vision to do that. And that's exactly what I did. My goal, I want to make $40,000 a month. Your goal, I want to make $20,000 a month. What is that? What is the goal that you need to accomplish? In your goals and tasks. What task do you need to complete in order for you to ensure that all the steps are being made so that you can actually make your vision become a reality and i.e. get the results? What does that look like? I'm going to ask you this. What is your vision? What is your vision for you? What is it that you want for you?
And mine is admittedly a little loose because I don't know. Like, I'm in a good place in my life. I have a good job. I have good relationships. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. you know, and lots of people rely on me. And so mine is just to be in, and I'm admittedly, I'm a Christian, so I'll just put that out there. I'm not always the best church girl, but I'm trying. But my goal is really to just be of use to the kingdom, whatever that looks like. And so, you know, whether it's, you know, helping a mom out by, you know, taking her son to swim practice because she's had some challenges, or her and her husband she's traveling for business this week, whether it's checking on a friend who's got COVID, you know, whatever it looks like. I just want to be used. I just want to be accessible. Whether I get to minister to women like y'all by being a president for IW. Like, I don't know what it looks like. I just want to be of use. So
That's beautiful.
and I know that's a little loose, but
But it's necessary. At least you know what you want. Everybody manifestation does not involve money. Relationships, you know, health, you know, what does that look like for you? So it doesn't always look the same. So it's perfect just the way it is. You're welcome. Anybody else wants to share before we move on?
I will say, if you don't know exactly what you want, and hold on, let me make sure I don't tell your next tip. Okay, no, I'll save it.
Listen, I'm following you. So yeah, in that, guys, just be aware of the specific thing that you want and know what it is that you want for you. And you don't have to know the thing. What is the lifestyle you want to live? Lenora, what she's talking about is lifestyle. I got all that together. Right now, she's at a place of happiness. Right now, I am at a place of happiness. If I never, and I'm not saying that I don't want more, because I can always use more. If I never made more than what I make today, Lord knows. Come on now. Like, come on. Now it's about what can I do for my mental proximity to be stable? What can I do so that I can be healthier and happy? Ultimately, that's what we all want. When we think about the thing that we are wanting to be intentional about, or thinking about the thing that we specifically want, it's not really that. It's oftentimes it is tied to, I don't want my kids to have to struggle. Or it's tied to, I want to be financially free, so I'm not worried about paying bills. Or I want to be able to give back. I want my time. I want my freedom. So what does that look like for you? Which leads me to, what is your next? Oh, Lord. So I personally do not care for vision boards. I don't care for vision boards because I feel like they block the mental creativity. The reason why I say that is, one, looking at a board with houses and cars and relationships and trips and all of that only says that this is the thing. When you are manifesting, you have to be specific about what you want, have your vision, your goals, those tasks, and then you get the results. So what I personally do is I have a mastermind wall that helped me create the goal of making $37,000 in a month. My next goal is 50. So what happened was, I took out index cards. I bought some index cards from Dollar Tree. I bought some different color stickers. One was for mine, one was for Move, one was for money, whatever. Just my thing, right? And what I did was I put retreats on the wall, which I have a retreat every single year where I have women coming from all over the world. We all stay in a mansion and do a bunch of personal development, business development with everything. And then we have a good time too. And just that bonding sisterhood. I got the retreat on the wall. I have the nonprofit on the wall. I have how much money I want on the wall. I also have the book. I have the healing house on there, and the school accredited on the wall. Believe it or not, I didn't just have the names of what I wanted to do. I have the system and the process on the walls, step by step. So there are no pictures on the wall in my bedroom. It's nothing but index cards. What that did was, it was a constant reminder of my next. That's how I manifested, got into action, put the plan together, First, I had the vision. Then I had the goals. Then I had the task in place. And that got me the results, i.e. manifestation. So I know it sounds good in essence. A lot of people just talk the talk, but don't walk the walk because they feel good talking about the things that you want. But you can be smarter than a person can be smarter than you. A person can be more connected than you. A person can be more experienced than you, but don't let them outwork you. You still have the ability to manifest and get into action with your goals. You still have the ability to put your plan in place, take the action, and make it happen. What does that look like for you? I can remember even starting the school, for example. I was talking to a guy named Brian Haygood. Brian Haygood and I are really good friends. And he will always call me for my energy, right? And my extra in my sister's voice. So basically, I was like exhausted with everything because I'll be honest, all the index cards on the wall overwhelmed me at first. So long story short, he sent me a video while we were talking, and I promise you, y'all, I was being the biggest negative Nancy. And I was telling him the potential, what I wanted to do, and I was just sluggish that day. I can remember laying in the bed talking to him, stomach down, and just bawling in tears. Like I was overwhelmed. I'm like, this is not working. You know, they say you're supposed to manifest this. I have my goals in place. But you know, the one thing I was not doing my next. So when he sent me that video of Eric Thomas, everybody want to be a beast. If you have not seen Eric Thomas's video, everybody want to be a beast. I want you to write that down and look at it tonight. So in that video, he talked about everybody want to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. So when I seen the fella that was in the video, that he was a track runner, I'm assuming, because he was jumping over the hurdles and things of that nature. And even when the coach wasn't around, he was in the gym working. Even when the friends wasn't around, he wasn't trying to show out. He was working on his craft. So after seeing that video, and even to this very day, when I get off kilter, I get back to my next. Not only the motto, not only knowing what the goals are, not only breaking it down, but I get back to my next. So what is the thing that you need to do to get into action now? I want you to just write down the word now, right now, because I think that is the thing that we miss. And you actually have the capacity to do the same thing that I did, that Eric Thomas did, that Beyonce did, Oprah Winfrey, Barack Obama. You have the capacity to do the same thing. You have the capacity and the birthright to walk in your greatness. You deserve for your legacy to be secured, and the time starts right now. You are worthy. You are also deserving to reach your highest form of prosperity. Write the word now down again, because I don't think some people get it. See, it's right now is the time for you to manifest that thing, for you to start working and finishing out. We're in the fourth quarter, finishing out your 2022 goals, so that when we get into 2023, we hitting the ground running. So if the goal was $37,000 a month this year, we want 50 next year. How are we gonna do that? How are we gonna back it all the way up? We're gonna have our personal motto, so we can get ourselves right back on track. You know, whenever we start the GPS getting out of order, we're going to have our goals. We're going to have our vision. We know what we want. So we're going to continue to get in action for that, right? And then we're going to stay in next mode. Always get into action now. So what is next for you?
So I love this. And this is what I was getting ready to say when we were talking about on the previous page about what specifically do you want to manifest? A lot of times it is really hard for people to look at, to look too far down the road. Mm-hmm. Okay. For example, like to just use an analogy, and because they aren't looking all the way down the road, they struggle with doing anything. I mean, I think that is a lot of people's struggle, is that they can't see all the way down the road. And so because they can't see it, they have, and I think that's partly why they do vision boards, but I agree with you. I'm not a fan of them. But what I had to learn to do, and again, okay, so I already told y'all once, I'm a girl, I'm a Christian girl, I'm a Bible girl. It has saved my life, literally. But what I had to do is I had to trust God with what I call turn-by-turn navigation, okay?
Mhm.
I am a Virgo. I plan everything. I would love for him to just say, we're going to do this for this amount of time, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and then ultimately we're going to do this. That is not how it works. And that's not how he works, and that's fine. It's not my job. It's not my job to change him. But I had to trust him. Thank you. I had to trust him with my turn-by-turn navigation.
Mhm.
And so what you say here is absolutely true. You may not know where you're going, but you have to do the next right thing.
Mhm.
What is the next right thing? And I love your mastermind board. I actually might steal that.
Have it. I even got a video.
It's a map. Like, it is a map. And it may not map out like where I am today to where I'm going to go, because God uses all of it, even the ugly stuff. But it at least needs to tell me, okay, what is the next thing? Like, I take my goals and break them down. Like, okay, if you want to write a book, then you need to do, however many, how often are you going to write? Okay, I'm going to write for 2 days a week because I got a full-time job. So I'm going to write on the weekend. Okay, how many hours are you going to write? How many minutes are you going to write? How many pages? That's how you get things done. It's just like eating an elephant.
One bite at a time.
Y'all.
One bite at a time.
But yeah, it's the next right thing. That's what has to happen. You do the next right thing.
And a lot of times people say, I'm stuck. Like, I just feel stuck. Newsflash, sweetheart, you're stubborn. Because if your boss at work told you that you had a project that was due by noon tomorrow, you will stay up all night so you'll meet that deadline. So why not you deserve to give yourself the same type of energy, time, dedication, focus, and manifestation, getting into action, completing a task. And for you, instead of for the man, if you will, for a $2 raise that you hope you gonna get. At what point do you say, I'm gonna do this for me? And this time it's for me. I'm taking this one for the team, me and my family. When are we gonna start securing our own livelihoods and creating legacies so we can have residual income of money that we can make in our sleep? You see, it sounds good. Most people talk about it, but they don't put forth the action for it to actually happen. You don't act accordingly. If you haven't read the 13 Principles of Success by Napoleon Hill, I want you to do so. Newsflash, if you are 50, 40, 60, 80, it is not too late. Walt Disney started Walt Disney at 50 years old. Right now is the right time. So I just come here to serve and just to stop by for just a minute to say, you know what, it's your time. It is your time. Type in chat, is my time. Because it ain't no time like the now. It's your time. And so I just leave here today to say, and I'm not going anywhere until 45 minutes after, but I want to end this session with this note. In life, there are going to be hurdles. In life, somebody's going to throw the ball and you're going to miss it. And sometimes you got to dodge it. In life, you're going to have fear. That is a part of growth. A part of manifestation does not mean everything is going to go perfectly right. Okay? That's not what that means. I'll give you, for example, I manifested that apple, what's that apple cobbler thingy that you eat with the croissant and the apple stuff in the middle? What we call them? Like an apple cobbler croissant thing. So I wanted it really bad. I really did. I knew I wasn't supposed to have it. And so I go over to the freezer and I said, I read the box. The thing say, if you're not using all of it, wrap the rest of it in aluminum foil. And then, I went ahead on and put the thing in the air fryer. Now, keep in mind, he didn't say nothing about no air fryer, but I decided to be creative. When I tell you the top of that thing was burnt and the bottom of it was raw. Now, don't judge me. The top of it was was burnt, but the bottom of it wasn't done. So I flipped it over. So I flipped it over and I washed it. And then I cut it in half, right? So I threw the burnt part in the garbage and I ate the other half. I had baked all of the middle part out. It was so dry. But I just wanted something sweet and that was all I had. I didn't give up. I manifested that sweet and I did. And it wasn't perfect. I made a mistake. That's all right. But when I did it the second time, it was on point. See, I knew then if I want this apple cobbler thingy, I got to put it in the air fryer. I got to wash it because of the burn. I got to move the rack down just a little bit lower so it don't catch the heat and burn my stuff on one side so I can have. So if you want the whole thing, even if you mess up, just turn it over. Turn over the apple cobbler. Just turn it over. It ain't too late. If you mess up, that's okay. Dust yourself off. Keep going. So what if you ain't got all the information? Did I read all the instructions on the box? Absolutely not. I just knew I wanted it. Air fryer was already set to 400. I put it on 400. That's about why I burnt up, but it didn't matter. I ate my apple cobbler. Got it right the second time. So even if you get it wrong, keep on baking. And remember along the way, honey, that personal motto, don't you let anything control your mind, mood, or money, or apple cobblers.
You are amazing.
It's true.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, and you're right in terms the analogy does go perfectly well with life because we all have hurried up to make something that didn't turn out right, and we've had to figure out how to make it right. Whether it was a bad hire, too slow fire, a wrong relationship, someone that we, allowed into our circle that had no business being there, whatever. We have all burnt the apple turnover. But we have all learned from the burnt apple turnover how to cook the turnover better this next time. So I love that. And I really do, Toy, I can't thank you enough for agreeing to join us. And ladies, if y'all did not leave this session ready to go and do some stuff, I don't know who could have motivated you more, quite honestly. But one of the things you said was so appropriate, and I know in my own life it has been an issue for me. I'll do a whole lot of things for Big River Steel. I'll give up sleep. I'll give up, I'll give up eating. I'll do a lot of things. I won't sacrifice my family, but I do a lot. And then I get home and I'm too tired to do for Lenore. Mm-hmm. And you are so right that the level of energy that we put into making money for somebody else or making somebody else's bottom line or making their annual goals, their quarterly goals, their monthly EBITDA, whatever their target is, we work hard to make sure they make that target. And you're right, sometimes it's a $2 raise. Sometimes it's a bonus. But what it isn't ours. It's, they're giving us money, but it's not our dream. It's not what we want. It's not what we're trying to do with our lives. Mm-hmm. And so I hope y'all take that and you take it in the spirit that it was given. I want you, if you work at a business, go and work hard for them because they're paying your bills. But we also want you to make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do to make you happy and fulfilled as a woman so that you can do all the other great things that you were desiring to do. So thank you so much for that, Toy.
You're welcome.
All right. So here are our next steps, folks. I am going to, if I don't mess this up, I am going to drop in the chat our share your ask. Oh, I just made the mistake of hitting a poll. So I apologize for that. I am going to drop in the chat the share your ask. And what this form does is it basically will allow everyone on this call, as well as everyone who is on various other calls that are happening today and tomorrow, to put out there what it is you would like the IW community to help you with. If you are if you're interested in starting a business and you want to connect with a business coach, we can help you do that. If you want to become a board member and you want to connect with people who recruit for boards, we can do that. If there is anything that you need from the IW community, we want you to put that on the form. Think of it as a virtual post-it board, for lack of a better way of describing it, where everyone who has a need will put it on the board, and then all the people have an opportunity to take the post-it off the board so that they can fulfill those needs. So if you will, click on that form and let us know how the IW community can help support you as you start chasing down some things, getting some things done. The next thing we also want to make sure we let you know is that we do have one more local chapter connects, and it will be on November 15th. It is going to be virtual, and I've got another speaker who is coming because let's just face it, folks, one of the main goals that a lot of people have this year has to do with health and fitness. And so we have a speaker coming next month that is going to help us with some tips and tools on how to maintain our healthy eating goals as we approach the all dreadful holidays. As most of you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas can wreck a good diet. And so we've got a speaker that is going to help us to navigate the holidays with some healthy eating tips so that we don't have to not enjoy. If you still want that pumpkin pie, you probably can have it, but you're probably only going to get one slice, and then you're going to eat some salad and some healthy proteins. But anyway, I'm not going to take her speaking points, but that's what we're going to focus on next month. And so we would love for y'all to join us back here. If you have any questions, your Memphis leadership team is always here to support you. And all of your leadership team is on the call today. So we hope that you will join us again. We hope that you'll reach out. Toy did add her contact information into the chat. Y'all please reach out to her. She's super fab awesome. And I couldn't thank her enough for joining us and giving us exactly the pep talk we needed. It was equal parts cheerleader and equal parts kicking the butt. So it was a good 50-50 mix. And I think it was exactly what we needed to get us over the finish line during this calendar year.
I do want to say this.
Anything else? Oh, go ahead, Toy.
I want to say thank you for all. I see some of my ICC life coaches in the room. So thank you, ICC Tribe, for showing up. Get ready for the retreats. Since I want y'all to put a heart on the screen if you are a graduate or a part of ICC, which is I Can't Coaching, in the build, because I can't see everybody. Let me get to this view. Standard. I don't know.
You got a few of them here.
Tina, Nikki. I seen like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I seen a couple of more that kind of dropped off that said bye. I'm like, whatever. Get ready for the retreats.
All right, ladies. Well, thank y'all so much. This has been fantastic. And Toy, I can't thank you enough. I knew you were going to be fantastic. You were even better than I anticipated. So my board's not going to throw me off. I showed up with a great speaker. So
thank you.
I'm super excited about everything that is happening and all of what you all are doing. And so if we can support you in any way, please let us know. It is time. So I want y'all to have a fantastic evening and stay safe.
And thank
we'll
you.
See you back here next month.
Thank y'all for having me. Y'all rock. This is so awesome. I'm about to call you, sis. Okay. So I need to stop here.